Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Derek from Certified Legacy, and today I will be showing you the absolute best games for iOS 5. And today, I will be showing off all these games with my iOS 5 downgraded from 7.1 4S.
Okay, so let me show you how you even get these games in the first place. So you're gonna head into Cydia. You need to be jailbroken, of course, and you're gonna want to get this repo right here, yzu.mo/dev/aka the Electamons repo. So once you've installed this repo, edit and add in Cydia, you're gonna go down here and you're gonna install VTaris. You're going to be using this to get every single one of these games other than another tool, which is called the iPhone OS Obscure Repo, or repository, or whatever you want to call it, project. So anyway, it's going to install AppSync, which is what's going to be needed for the other thing. So you're just going to hit modify, install, and it's going to install this thing called VTaris, which is basically a alt store, but for legacy iOS, that's what it is basically. And you can get anything in here. There's a ton of old apps in here that haven't been used in forever, and you should go try them out in games and stuff. So that's what we're going to be using. And there's another one that I want to introduce you to, which is the iPhone OS Obscure Locator, which I mentioned earlier. You're going to put this in the Safari, and you can just choose from any one of these. So like, let's go to like Geekbench, for example, because I want to show you how it works. Just like VTaris, which VTaris, you just install stuff, and you just pick the version you want. By the way, I'm not going to be showing any of these versions because a lot of these are personal preference depending on what device you have. I'm not going to be doing it like the first iOS 6 video, and I felt like this type of content is better than just showing you which version works better on an iPhone 4S, which I don't think is very common on iOS 5. So anyway, you're going to pick whatever version you want in here. So you're going to do, usually, I would just hit proxied install, and then you got the app on your home screen basically. It will install like anything else, and yeah.
Let's get straight into this. So the first one we're going to be going over is Bubble Burst, which is basically like a puzzle game. I don't know if you've played this before. It's like a puzzle game where you have like these balls or bubbles, I don't know what they are, but you're like chucking them at ones that are the same color, and they have to be in like multiple groups so you can break them, and it's pretty fun. I've been playing this one for like forever, since like the iOS 8 and 9 days I've been playing this game. It's really fun. The next one we're going to be going over is Minecraft and Minecraft Lite. Both of these, there are no need for HD versions, just like Bubble Burst. You've probably played Minecraft before. It is literally, I believe, the highest selling game of all time. You should know what Minecraft is. Next one we're going to be going over is Office Jerk, which is, I don't know if you ever played Paper Toss, which we'll get into pretty soon. But like, you have to like throw the paper, and it has like the fan next to it, and you have to like throw it with the wind and stuff. So instead of like throwing it in a basket, you're throwing it at somebody. So that's what not Paper Toss, that's what Office Jerk is. The next one we're going to be talking about is probably an absolute classic from the 2010s, which I really like, 9cat. Is 9cat Lost in Space, and I believe there is a HD version if I'm not mistaken, but it's like this like 2D running game where you're like 9cat and you're dodging obstacles and stuff. It's sort of like Jetpack Joyride. The next one we're going to be going over is Plants vs. Zombies 1 and 2. These are like tower defense type games, where you're defending your house from a horde of zombies with like plants and stuff. That's why, hence the name. And there's a HD version for 1 and 2. So yeah, and same thing for Paper Toss, which I mentioned earlier. There is 1 and 2, and there's HD versions. So go check those out. Okay, the next one we're going to be talking about is any version of Angry Birds. There's like 800,000 versions of Angry Birds that you can get off of VTaris or the iPhone OS Obscura project website or whatever. You can get any version of these, and same thing goes for Sonic, any version of Sonic. There's plenty of versions. I believe it has 1 to 3, so if you want to go check out any of those, well, go ahead. It's in VTaris or the iPhone OS Obscure project. And same thing with Cut the Rope. Cut the Rope is like this type of game where you're like, you have this like little guy here, and you have to like cut the rope. It's like a puzzle type game where you're cutting this rope, and you're dropping like the candy or food into this guy's mouth, and you got to get it in there, and there's like a bunch of ropes, and it's like a puzzle game. It's pretty fun. It's absolute classic. Next we're going to be talking about is 2048, which you've had to play this by now. It's like this weird type game where you have these numbers and you gotta add them all up together, and it's, yeah. Same thing with Temple Run. You've probably played Temple Run before. Another one of those running style games where you're running from like these like monkey or baboon type creatures, and you have to like use like the gyroscope with your phone by moving it, and dodging stuff, getting coins, stuff like that. It's like Subway Surfers a lot. And the next one we're going to be going over is Doodle Jump, which has plenty of versions. The one I will probably be showcasing is the Christmas one, since I don't know if you can see that. I'm in the Christmas spirit, so yeah, but there's plenty versions. There is HD versions for some of these, I believe, so go check those out too. And the next one we're going to be going over is Jetpack Joyride, which has an HD version as well. This one's actually still around today, I believe, so go check those out. It's like a game where you're running as, not running, you have like a jetpack and you're running. And the next one we're going to be talking about is Ninjump DX, which also has an HD version, which I only believe is on the iOS Obscura, I think, yeah, the iOS Obscura project. So that is the only, I mean, I don't think it's available on Vatera, sadly, so that's where you're gonna have to get it, so, yeah. And Ninjump DX is like this type of game. It's another one of those running games where you're a ninja and you're running on the ball and you're jumping around the obstacles. The next one we're going to be talking about is Subway Surfers. There's no way you haven't played the Subway Surfers at this point. It's one of the best and most known mobile games probably ever. It's another one of those running type games. It's in 3D. It's cool. It's not like one of those 2D plane type games. It's more like a Temple Run, and you're just running from this like a cop after you spray paint something, and you got to dodge around the trains and all these other obstacles. So that's what Subway Surfers is, if you don't know for some reason. Next one we're going to be talking about is slightly a bit more obscure. It's called Plague Inc. Plague Inc. is this like plague survival game where you have to like infect the whole entire world with your plague and stuff. Alright, and the next one we're going to be talking about is Fruit Ninja. There's normal, you've probably played Fruit Ninja before. It's a fruit slicing game. You throw up the fruit, you slice it, and try not to hit the bombs, basically. So anyway, you've probably played this before. There's an HD version and there's a non-HD version. And same thing for Geometry Dash, except there's a light version and a normal version, and it's like a type game, another one of those obstacle type running games where this one's actually very hard. It's very frustrating. I've been playing this one for like at least since like 2014 or something like that. It's an absolute classic. It's very hard, and yeah. Next one we're going to be talking about is iBeer. It's not really a game. It's more of this like virtual beer game type thing where you're like you tilt your phone to drink the beer. Next one we're going to be talking about is Boost, which there is plenty of versions. There's also Boost 2, but I believe the one that I'm showcasing is the first version of Boost, and there's HD versions and non-HD versions. And the last one we're going to be talking about is Ninjago Revenge of the Snakes, I think it's called. I played this one way back, and I think it's pretty fun, so you should go check it out.
Of course, you will need to be jailbroken, and to this part, I'll be showing you iOS 5 to 8. And last part, I will be showcasing for app sync and stuff on an iPad 1 and an iPad 2. Okay, but besides the point, you will need to be jailbroken for this part. And so yeah, you're gonna head into Cydia. There are plenty of methods to jailbreak on iOS 6. They're very easy. So just open up Cydia, head to your sources tab in Cydia. So you're gonna add this repo right here, yzoo.mo/dev/. And if you're a beginner and do not know how to add a repo, hit edit, hit add, and then drop the repo's URL in here, and you just hit add source, and it'll prompt you to return to Cydia. So anyway, you're gonna go in here, you're gonna click on Electamon's repo, and you're gonna hit all packages, and here is where you add Vatera, and you're just gonna hit modify, and you'll hit install, confirm, and then it'll prompt you to restart your Springboard or reboot. So go ahead and do that. Once you have done that, you will now have Vatera on the home screen. So you're just gonna hit Vatera, and mine won't look exactly like yours because I have the theme on it. You can actually change themes in here if you hit settings. But anyway, the point is to get to apps. So here is all the apps you can list. They have listed in here. If you're searching for one, like let's do like Subway Surfers. Just search it up like a normal app store. It just pops up right here. And then you can click on this and it'll just select the version. So yeah. So where it will pop up afterwards, it'll pop up in the queue right here. And it'll show the apps where it's installing, and then wherever you had the app installed, it will show up. Mine's in a folder, so you'll see it right here. And you see, yeah, this is how you sideload for iOS 5 to 8.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Derek from Certified Legacy. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make the most of iOS 5 2025. So let's get right into this. Now first, we need some prerequisites. Well, now we're on iOS 5. Instead of like iOS 4, you can install certificate bundles in tlsroot.lin.ca/ which you can put into Safari. And also, before you do this, make sure you're jailbroken. It's pretty easy to jailbreak. You can use Legacy iOS Kit. This is a iPhone 4, so it was fairly easy to downgrade this to iOS 5.0 and downgrade and jailbreak alongside that. So it's one of the later 8GB models, so 4 is not an option, sadly, but I would have gladly done that. But it's way easier to get apps on iOS 5.0 anyway, because it's just iOS 4 with some extra steps, basically. So you're going to want to get signed iOS bundle, iOS 5.plus, and it's going to install every single one of these. So you're going to go install it, and once you're done installing this, it's simple as that. It's done. Because like compared to like 4 and below, you're going to need to install every single one of these manually, and it's quite annoying. So yeah, now let's get into the real stuff of this video, which is installing Vateris. How do you get Vateris? It's pretty simple. So let me show you. So you want to get this repo right here, yzoo.mo/dev/, and once you installed that repo, you're going to go in this repo, and you're going to go here, and you're going to get Vateris. Modify install. It's going to install AppSync and Vateris helper alongside that, so don't worry about installing that. And once that is completely installed, you basically have the App Store. I'm not going to be showing you App Store fix in this video because according to you guys, it is not very reliable on iOS 5, so I will not recommend that. And I noticed, because I'm on 5.0, I can't even really test it because the tweak doesn't work on 5.0, sadly, for some reason. So I can't really test it that much, so yeah. That's how you get Vateris. Next one we're going to be doing is WeatherX. How do you get WeatherX? Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. What does WeatherX even do? Well, it just fixes the weather app and the stocks app. And before we get into this, we're going to be choosing between WeatherX and StockX. If you want StockX in this drop-down menu up here, then you pick StockX. If you want weather up here, you pick weather. So, how do you get WeatherX? Well, you're going to get cydia.skygo.es/. Once you have that repo installed, you're going to go to all packages, of course, and you're going to find WeatherX. I'm going to be installing WeatherX because I want it up there. So I'm going to hit modify install, and once that is installed, let me show you what the result is. We have Cupertino right here. Amazing weather as usual. It's a bit colder right now because it is currently nighttime there, most likely, or later in the day. So yeah, that's what it looks like. And you basically got the weather app. Next part, we're going to be showing you how to fix the YouTube app. So, how do you do that exactly? Well, it's also very simple. You go to Cydia. Hold on, let me load this. Okay, and you're going to go also for the Skygo repo, cydia.skygo.es/. You're going to get to repair. So modify, install. And once that is installed, you are not done, buddy. You're going to need to go into settings for something. So go into settings and find the tube repair tab and input this URL right here. HTTPS, whatever that is, //tuberepair.uptimetrackers.com/. I'll give you a minute to put that in. And once you put that in, now the YouTube app should work. And I'll show it to you. So, I even got the new Yeet song up. So that's pretty cool. It's working. And I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah. And the next one we're going to be going over is how to get a custom carrier. And this is Onward. This is pretty much optional.
And some of this I will not be able to show you because Alien Blue, I can't seem to get bag XML's repo, which is the one we want for AB Media Fixer to work. So I'm not going to be showing you that, sadly. So we're going to do SP settings first, and you're going to be able to mess with the status bar, any of the custom menu, and all that. So what do? Well, first one you got to do is go into Cydia. I guess this part isn't optional because you get the control center and everything, and it's pretty cool. So let me put this up. It's built into Cydia, so you can just search this up and hit modify and install, and you get Activator and everything. And Activator, how do you get this to work? Well, you go to anywhere. This is how to get the menu, by the way. So you go here, and you find slide and gesture for screen bottom, and set this to SP settings. I can't really show you what it looks like because I dox myself anyway, and because I have a 5 icon home screen, which is another video I've made already, and it is not complete, and I wouldn't really recommend because it kind of messes some crap up and kind of looks ugly. But I just like it because of how janky it is, and I wouldn't even put this in this video, but it's just a little doodad that you can watch another video from, and you can watch that on. But you get the menu, you swipe it up, it's basically the iOS 7 control center, and it's so detailed that it shows your IP address, and I'm not showing you that for obvious reasons. So yeah, let's go into SP settings, and let me show you how to get the custom carrier and get this like little date in the status bar. Well, let's do this date in the status bar first. So you're gonna go here, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. SP setting options, and you're gonna hit status bar date on, and then if you leave the app, it resprings, and then you're good. And the next one we're going to be doing is go to system options down here, system wide options, and you're going to be setting your custom carrier. This is a AT&T SIM in here on an AT&T iPhone 4. If I take it out, probably will freaking mess it up, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, set your custom carrier in here, and once you set your custom carrier, leave, respring, it'll respring automatically, and you are pretty much done with that. And now, I said optional earlier, but let's really get into the optional stuff that is not completely optional. So first one I'm going to be doing is Opera Mini. Opera Mini is an approved web browser for iOS 5 and 6, in my opinion. So, and it's a lot better than Safari and loads web pages a lot better. So you're going to search up Infoterra's Opera Mini. Oh, not that one. And you're going to go here. And the best version that is working is this one, 6.0.0.13548. So once you've gotten that installed, you pretty much have a way better working web browser in here and can load a lot more web pages very much easily. And yeah, so let's like search something cool up. Like I searched up E earlier, so let's search up E again. As you can tell, I really like E. Off topic, but I even have like I have a signed Yeet CD. So let's go to images. The only downside about this version is it will bug out sometimes, and yeah, like it didn't work the first time, and like it won't load every single one of these images. But you can see some of these pictures, and if you want wallpapers, this isn't the best way to do it. The best way to do it is via iFile, which is a great segue for the next part, which is how do you get iFile? Well, what even is iFile? iFile is a little file manager that you can get that is built into Cydia by just searching it up, just like SP settings. Just search up in Cydia iFile. I just completely did that wrong. So hit iFile. I don't even have iFile installed, so I'll show you the process. Why not? So give it a minute. So I'm just gonna hit install. I'm gonna hit confirm, and I'll let it install just to show you the raw experience of installing this. So I'm gonna hold it a different way because it's kind of hurting my hand this way. Sorry, my phone. So give it a minute.
and it should just say return to Cydia. I don't know what it's doing. There, return to Cydia. And I'm not gonna go into it, but it's basically, oh wait, it's bugging. It's bugging out. Hold on, let me. Anyway, I can't figure out why the icon is loading. Sometimes it does just bug out like that, and it's very weird. This iPhone 4 is kind of messed up. It has a really, I would say the battery's kind of bad, and it's, you can tell that it's, going down very quickly. So, anyway, because of that, hold on, let me hold this better. Let's continue the video. So, yeah. What I was going on about earlier about transferring stuff, you can probably just sync via iTunes if you want wallpapers and stuff on here, which is what I recommend. But if you want to go the long way, you can use iFile, but I'm going to be showing you this, and if you do that, it is not my fault if you break something, because there is always a chance of breaking something. So anyway, yeah. So next part is called we're going to be doing old Reddit. And how do you get old Reddit? Well, just go into Viteris, search up Alien Blue. So you're gonna get Alien Blue. If you want iPad, Alien Blue, then you get Alien Blue for iPad. But I'm on iPhone, so I'm gonna be getting this. I already have it installed, so I'm gonna be getting the latest one, which is 2.7.1, which doesn't work the best without ABB Media Fixer. But for 5.0, there's some weird bug with SSL on the 5.0, and I can't seem to get the repo that is needed. And I'll just tell you what the repo is, which is cydia.bag-xml.com/ and you're gonna put that in Cydia, and you're gonna be getting AB Media Fixer and respringing. And once you're respringed, Alien Blue should work, but for me it does not work first try, sadly, because I can't get the repo to load. But these next parts I'm just going to be explaining quickly to you. I'm not going to be showing you. Like Instagram, you can get Instagram from Viteris. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. You can get Snapchat from Viteris. Sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. Instagram, I guess, semi-works. You can't load posts, but you can post, so there's that. And Snapchat sometimes go down, sometimes it doesn't. So, yeah. Hey guys, this is Derek from Certified Legacy, and I want to welcome you guys back to another unboxing and jailbreak. You can see the box off in the far corner, and today, I'm going to be unboxing the absolute rarest iPad that you can find, in my opinion. I've been searching for this iPad for literally over like a couple months. It's been like 4 months, and I haven't seen one of these iPads show up before, and if they do show up, they're at a horrendous price. And what is this iPad anyway? It's an iPad 3rd gen running iOS 5. And in my opinion, this is probably the worst iPad, but it's still a pretty good iPad, and it's quite exotic. It has a bunch of wallpapers on this specific version that cannot be found on newer versions or even other versions of iOS 5. So this is why this thing is so special. So let's go unbox this thing. I'm gonna go bring it up, and I'm gonna move my camera. So yeah. So here we have the iPad, the box. So let's unbox this thing. This is gonna be pretty annoying. Man, I just hate how eBay boxes are, to be honest. I'm probably the worst unboxer ever. Okay. I did open this backwards because I don't know how to have my address on the other side. So, boom, and it should be in here. Oh, pops right out. And there you can see the iPad. Let's see if it has power. It might be turned off. Oh, there we go. And we have the skeuomorphic Apple logo right there. And let me get this package out of here and I'll show you. Okay, it's still powering up for iOS 5, hopefully. And boom, you can see that unique wallpaper right there. And yeah, I'm going to see if I can focus on it. This thing is not in very good condition, so let me overview, see if there's any chance of an expanding battery. So I have moved to my phone because I am having trouble focusing on this thing, but the battery on this thing is definitely swollen, which makes me kind of sad. Which it is replaceable, but these older iPads, man, they are pretty hard to repair. I'm going to end up trying to repair this at some point. I'll make a video out of that, but for now, let's just go through. Yeah, like you can see the screen is not supposed to do that. As you can see, I'll show you the thing. So you can see it running. It's running iOS 5.1.1. And let's go through all the wallpapers on this thing. It has a bunch of good wallpapers, and with this Retina display, a lot of these wallpapers do look pretty great. So like, let's go through. Like these are actually, some of these were seen in iOS 6 and came a little bit earlier. Like, but it still kept like the classic Earth wallpaper, and this one. So let's select that one actually, because it looks pretty good with the white. And yeah, this was the first iPad to have a Retina display, which is how Apple described it, was because if you can't distinguish the pixels with the retinas in your eyes, and which means it's just very high resolution. And for 2012 standards, this was very good. And also, modern iPads are pretty close, other than the fact this is an LCD, are pretty close in resolution. Other things this iOS 5 iPad had is because it was iOS 5, this is the last to have a built-in YouTube app, and last to have the Maps app, but with Google Maps. And was also the first iPad to have iMessages. As you can see in here, I'm not connected to the internet. I probably will not be showing you a jailbreak in this video because I do want to repair it, and I will make that a separate video, but I'll still put this in my unboxing and jailbreak binge tab playlist, I mean. But yeah. Since we're talking about batteries, this iPad had a pretty bigger battery than any other iPad that had came before. And yeah, just speaking of battery expansion, you can very tell it is. It's the screen's very lifted. But not only is it lifted, it's pretty destroyed. And the annoying thing about replacing batteries on these iPads is that they are very, like the glue on these are pretty hard to pry out. And I'm kind of a beginner repairer, to be honest. So this is going to be a little bit hard for me. So yeah. But I will do anything to preserve that iOS 5 version. But yeah, there also has stuff like FaceTime. FaceTime was on iOS 4, but yeah, in the music app instead, before it was just all together in one iPod app where you had TVs, shows, everything. And now you have a separate videos app on iOS 5. iOS 5 also introduced iCloud, which beforehand you could just sign into store and nothing would sync together, and since iOS 5 everything synced together and was very easy. Now let's get into the downsides of this iPad, and it's not mirroring well. With this iPad, it happened to also be thicker and heavier than the iPad 2, which came before, because of the Retina display, and it also has the 30 pin still. And the 30 pin does kind of showing its age by that time. And charging this thing took forever. I think it was like the max if you're going from 0% to 100%. That took 15 hours to complete that, just because of this little 30 pin right here. So yeah, in these standards, this is definitely the worst iPad ever made, to be completely honest.
and that doesn't mean it's a bad iPad, but another downside of this is the Ace 5X chip, which was showing its age by this time in early 2012, and because of that, games, this thing has performance is definitely worse than the iPad 2 just because of the resolution, but next year with the A6X chip on the iPad 4th gen, it would run a lot better. So yeah, this iPad had support all the way up until iOS 9 and did not run very well on iOS 9. Nowadays, nothing really works. The YouTube app has been long dead. App Store does no longer work, nor does iTunes. But I promise you guys, I will have a I already did the unboxing part. I will have a repair and jailbreak out pretty soon because I do want to preserve this version and I don't want this battery being in here, which means I can barely use it or charge it or do anything like that. So yeah, I will also, right after this video I'm done recording it, I will be looking for a battery, and I will be searching for one, and probably like an iFixit kit and everything, because I'm a beginner. Hey guys, this is Derek from Certified Legacy, and today I am going to be replacing the battery in my iPad 3rd gen that runs iOS 5.1.1. So, right here is my battery replacement kit, and it comes with the battery and everything. I ordered this the other day because as soon as I got that iPad, I put a video on there if you want to see the first video where I unbox it. But yeah, we're gonna unbox this little kit quick. So here's the kit. See if I can open this up easily. This is not coming out very easy. Hold on, let me get this out. Well, here is what came out of the box. So this must be the battery itself. This appears to be the eye opener kit. So we should just observe what tools we got in there. So eye opener, I throw that thing in the microwave. That's like the little thing that keeps up the adhesive because it's really hard to get the adhesive in here. Bit driver, integrated SIM eject tool, angled tweezers, battery blocker, suction handle, spudger, opening tool, opening picks, plastic cards, Phillips 00, flathead 2.5mm, and sorting tray. Okay, so I say we open this and just see what we got in here first. Let's just open it like that. Or, you know, it doesn't. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I'm doing this with one hand to open this. I'm kind of just ripping. Maybe it comes out with this has to come out as well. Hold on, let me get open. So here is all the tools. I'm not sure what this is for. Some opening picks. I will need a lot of these, which is good. They gave me a lot of them. This is the eye opener itself. This is like a little heat pad thing that goes in the microwave. Microwave the eye opener for 30 seconds only. If necessary, reheat for 30 seconds only. Wait 10 minutes before reheating again. So that is what opens up the adhesive, and I think you use these picks to get inside there. This is... Oh, they give me a second screwdriver, which is nice. Spudger. Not really sure what this is, what this is for, but I'll leave it in there. Suction cup, probably for taking the screen off. And I still don't know what this is for. But yeah. Okay, we're moving to get to the adhesive now. Just gonna heat this up for a little bit. Let it sit on this side. Okay, let's see if I can get my pick in there.
Okay, we got a little bit in there. Gonna warm this part up more. Surprised how well this works. Okay. That side is open, guys. I'm pretty excited. This is coming off pretty easily because the battery is swollen, so there's not really much adhesive to get out, but I might have spoken, who knows, I might be speaking too soon, and there might be some more adhesive to be hard to get out of. So let me go continue to watch this tutorial, and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let this heat a little more. This might need a little bit more heat on this side, because it appears the adhesive is a little bit stronger on this part right here. I'm gonna try to use at least like 2 picks to get through to hold up the screen while I go through it. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep working. Damn, that's strong. Okay, that part is raised up. Let me continue to watch this tutorial quick. So I ended up making a little bit of a mistake, but I just quickly corrected that since this part is still kind of heated. I'm going to move to the next part. Apparently, because I'm kind of a newbie, to be completely honest, when I'm doing repairs and stuff. So I'm supposed to put the pick in between the screen and not the black bezel part of it, or just the bezel. This is white in this repair at least. I'm supposed to put it in between that, so yeah, at least I know what I'm doing now when I'm moving forward. Okay, I'm just gonna continue down this path since I'm already in there. Open. I'm having some trouble getting in this side. This might need to be heated a little longer, so I'm gonna let it do that. I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm still struggling to get in this part. Maybe I should go from a different side. I'm gonna try that. This part is already raised up, so that's why I'm kind of... I feel like this side is less swollen, I guess you could say. Oh, there we go. Or no, I'm not in there. Alright, I'm gonna leave that there and heat this part a little more. Okay, that part is opened, I think. So that's good. Now I'm gonna continue to watch this tutorial and figure out what to do next. Okay, we're gonna move towards the bottom half now. Let me orientate this a little bit so it's a bit easier for me. Heat this up. Hopefully that's heated up enough where I can get in here. Because I don't want to heat this very long. this here, and I'm gonna heat this a little more. This part at least. I forget what was the part where they said there's like a, yeah, we're past that.
Hopefully I didn't damage it.
It's like the Wi-Fi antenna or something. I think this is going pretty well though so far. Boom. That's that half. Now to the half, the left half, which is gonna be a little more tricky because there's like a wire or something on the side. So yeah. All right, guys. Heating this with the eye opener. I think that's what they call this pad thing. And we got one pick left to use, so we're going to use that carefully. And maybe come from this side this time. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. And now I think I'm about ready to open this thing up. So let me see how this opens. Okay guys, here we go. We're inside the iPad. Let me get all this junk out of here. Okay. Screws. This is what holds the LCD in. Okay. Okay guys, that is the battery. I don't know if you can see it. It looks slightly swollen. It's not crazy swollen. Let's compare it to this other battery I have, but it was definitely lifted up on there. The battery that I got. Oh, you can see it. Let's compare. But anyway, that's besides the point right now. We gotta get this battery out immediately. I don't know if you could see that, but I just disconnected this cable. It took me forever to figure out how to do it. But anyway, that's the LCD. I just took it out. Put up the retaining flap on the LCD ribbon cable. We did that. Took out the LCD. Put up the retaining flap on the digitizer ribbon cable. ZIF connectors. I'm gonna see if I can just use tweezers again. Man, I'm struggling. Try not to damage this, it's so tiny. Let's see if I can get it with my fingers. How about this one? I'll try this one first. I'm gonna use my spudger. It's probably a better idea.
really struggling here. Try this end. There. That's it. There. Flat end of a spudger to loosen the adhesive under the digitizer ribbon cable. Okay. Should I just come out now? I flipped both of them up. It won't want to come out. I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. There. God, that took forever. A little bit of adhesive left there. I'm gonna have to clean this with isopropyl afterwards, because that took a little bit of touching the digitizer on accident to get that out. Okay guys, I just took out this little bit of tape on this part here, wherever this is. Now I gotta flip this part up here. Let me get this LCD digitizer out of here. I really don't got much room here, so let me move this. Okay, just flipped up these two retaining claps on this one bit. For the headphone jack cable, slide under the headphone jack assembly cable. It's resealing. Dude, there's so much freaking adhesive, it's ridiculous. There. That took quite a bit to get that out. And up here's there's screws. Yeah, that part stays like this. So I'm gonna leave it like that and figure out what I've got to do next. Sorry if I'm going very slow. I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of this or speed it up. Okay, I just removed some electrical tape right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. My computer is funky with recordings for some reason with OBS, and I don't really know why. I know my camera is not very good, but it just shows up way worse on this recording software. Okay, so there are two things I need to remove next, and I don't even know if you can see them. I didn't record it, but I got those cables out, so yeah, I gotta figure out what I gotta do next. Okay, next we gotta remove some screws. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put this right here. Let's go to this one right next to the battery, which is kind of dangerous, but oh well. Comes right off. Let's go to the easy one. Boom. Hard one. I keep stripping this one. I'm not sure if I can get that out. See if I have anything smaller to get that out. Well, after like 80 different methods to get that strip screw out, it finally came out, and it took forever. So, next thing is to get this battery out somehow. I'm sorry that this is continuously getting more dirty in here, but this is where I'm at right now.
I've taken out the battery and it's time to reassemble the whole entire iPad, which is going to be very, very annoying. This took me forever to remove it, and doing so, I ripped the battery in half. Thankfully, well, I ripped part of it, I guess. I wouldn't say I ripped it in half, but one of the cells got ripped, and thankfully, it did not catch on fire. But I took it out, and I'm gonna go recycle that immediately, so I can get rid of it. But now we're going to put this all back together, and it's gonna take quite a while, which is gonna be kind of annoying. I'm gonna try to finish this today. I'm not sure if I can, but I'll do my best. Okay, here is the new battery. It's getting very messy in here. Oh well, there appears, so it appears to go and orient like this. It has some double-sided tape on there already, which is nice. Let me shut this off, just so it's optimally sounding well in here, even though I've had it on the whole entire video. Oh well, but yeah, this is going to sit like this, I'm pretty sure, and it will connect to something. I forget what it connects to. I think it connects to the logic board itself, if I'm not mistaken. One of the screws is stripped so badly where I'm not going to use it for the logic board, so I'm just going to use 3 of them. I think it'll sit in there fine. I'm always janky like that, where I was always jank something out, and it literally was with whatever I'm working on. It doesn't matter. It could be where I'm working on my actual like gaming computer itself. I don't know if they can see that, but man, that thing has a bunch of spots where it's like a couple screws are not there, stuff like that. So it's fine, but we'll deal with it. And like I do that with like even before I upgraded, because I'm just gonna yap a little bit before I get into this. I had a case before this, and it was like one of those crappy pre-built cases. And I had to drill a hole in there for the radiator to fit in there beforehand, and eventually I just got a new case. And so I'm just saying this is fine, and it's janky or whatever, we'll deal with it. But anyway, let's get right back into this repair. Okay, I've taken off all the plastic and whatnot. I think it has to sit on top of that and align with that, if I'm not mistaken. So let me figure this out quick. Yeah, it does. So it's now secured in here with the brand new battery, which is nice. You can tell this one is a lot less puffed up a little bit. I mean, I would say this is a lot less puffed up and nice and flat now, which is good. So now we got the logic board, which is the actual rare part of this whole entire thing, and is the whole reason I'm even repairing this, because if this wasn't on iOS 5, I would have just completely just ditched this thing and sold it. So let's get this going. Okay, I've connected up the logic board to this part, and I'm going to do the other connections next, and I will come back to you when I'm done with that. So I've screwed down the logic board as good as I can. I am missing one screw, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, so I think we're fine. So let's proceed with the connection. So I said I would connect it before, but the tutorial I'm watching is doing screws first, and I'm just following the tutorial as best as I can. Shout out, I'll just give you this guy's channel because this helped me a lot. Gribsoft, shout out Gribsoft. I will link the tutorial I used in the description of this video just to credit this guy, because he helped me this whole entire time. Because all these other ones, like I checked out the iFixit one, didn't help very well, and that's partially why I ripped the old battery, because it didn't explain very well. It didn't come, the kit I got didn't come with a metal spudger to get out the battery and everything, and it's very, very annoying. So yeah, anyway, let's proceed with the repair. So I've gotten some of these in here. I've gotten the really tiny one and this one right here in there. I am using tweezers partially. They're not very helpful because I have like a tremor, so it's my hands are quite shaky, so it's kind of hard to do this, but whatever, we'll deal with it. I'm going to connect this one next, so let me do that.
if I can see a thing. I can't see anything. How will this connect? Does this just plop on top? I don't know. Let me figure that out and I'll come back. Okay, I think I've seated that cable correctly. We'll find out later. So anyway, let me find out what I gotta do next. Okay, I'm now reconnecting the digitizer. I'm just making sure that it is as far in here as possible. Be very careful, by the way. Okay, now I'm gonna use this to put the eyelash back down. I can just use my finger. How does this go back down? Let me figure that out. I'm kind of just winging this. Okay, I've secured it in there. Now, next is the LCD. Okay, we're all good there, and now it's time to fold the LCD back up on here. I gotta line this up. Just make sure if I flop this back up, it will be fine. And yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna, I'm gonna clean this soon, but let me screw this down first, actually. I almost just dropped it back inside the iPad. See how this folds back up. Okay. So sorry I'm going slow. Okay. And now let me figure out what I'm going to do with the digitizer. I know it came with these things, which is just like tape for it, I'm pretty sure. And it should just strip right back up somehow. We'll figure that out in a minute. But yeah, let me continue to figure out what I'm gonna do. So now I'm going to clean my, what do you call it, LCD. I'm going to pour this alcohol over here. Hopefully I do it right. Okay. Good chance I'll have splotches, but oh well. Let me go over that one more time. I'm sorry, it looks very dirty in here. This is just how I work. I'll just do it the best I can do. I'll probably have some sort of dust in here, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be
sitting this down yet, so I'll try to get as much dust out. I gotta test it in a second, so before I fully fix it, I'm going to test it. Just make sure it works correctly. You know what? I might have to obscure this digitizer a little bit and might have to lift the LCD out a little bit, because this wire is not gonna, it needs to be taken down a little more, I think, unless I can fold it that way. Well, I think I should test it first anyway. I'm going to have to fix this up with the more tape. I don't really care about how the condition of the screen is, because it's not that terrible, to be honest, but I gotta fix this wire somehow. So let me just see if I can fix this quickly without having to reassemble the whole entire LCD, which I'm probably going to have to, so let me do that. Okay, I checked if when I fix it up, if cable will not obscure the screen, and appears to not. So welcome back to Fix the LCD with Derek Part 2. So hold on, because I'm terrible with my hands, to be completely honest. So let me see. I'm trying to do this without plopping it into the screw into the hole of the thing, which I don't know why I'm not. I'm just gonna do that. Except they are way too tiny, so that's kind of what my problem is, why I'm doing that in the first place. I'm just doing it with my hands. Move on to this one. And okay, we've fixed the screen back up. I just want to see how this will fold for the second time, which I feel like the wire will not be obscuring that, which is good. So it's time to do the taping, and thank God we have plenty of tape here. Where does this go exactly? That's my issue. I gotta figure that out. Okay, so we have to figure out where this goes on the digitizer. Before that, I'm going to clean my LCD for the second or third time, however many times I've done that already. Okay. Got a little bit of alcohol on my hands. Ow, that hurts. I got cuts. Okay. Get a fresh paper towel. And I just dropped them. Let's make sure this is all good. Let's make sure there's no fingerprints. That's all I care about personally. And it is alcohol, so it doesn't matter if it's wet. And it appears to not be that wet. So anyway, we have plenty of tape, as I've said already, and we gotta figure out where it goes. I probably should have done this before I connected this, but I'm gonna try to not do that over. What would be the easiest one? The easiest one would probably be this camera, I think. If I can open it. I don't really have any nails right now, so it's kind of hard to open this up. And how how the hell does this thing open? I don't know. Let me figure that out. But anyway, guys, I've taped it up. There's a little piece here, but otherwise, this has come back, and I've saved this thing. It no longer has a springy screen, probably. That came from the, there is a little, anyway, I solved whatever that was. There's just a little bit sticking out, kind of. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to calibrate this as iFixit recommends. I didn't do this completely right because some bits didn't have tape on it. I'm not very good at taping up afterwards, so I'm just trying to make do as I can. So, because I missed some spots, but otherwise this is sealed up good enough for me. Let's see if we get power, or do I have to plug it in? There's a good chance I might have to plug this in at first. Maybe it's because I haven't had calibrated it yet, so. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to go calibrate this. It's only on when I plug it in for some reason, so I'm going to see if I can calibrate it and see if that does anything, because maybe that is what my problem is. Because it says, charging the SAR battery to 100% and keep charging for at least 2 more hours and use your device until it shuts off due to low battery. Finally charge it uninterrupted to 100%. So maybe I gotta do that, I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong, so let me recheck. So I don't think I seated the board, not the board, the battery correctly, the battery connector correctly, so let me go do that. I'm gonna have to open this up again, which is gonna be annoying, but whatever, I gotta get this to work. So guys, sadly I have to say this, the battery they gave me is defective, and that's the reason I'm having problems. So I'm gonna get this battery replaced. I will come back to you to replace the battery all over again. Oh my god, I'm so excited to do this. Oh my god.
One eternity later.
It's been a couple days since I got a brand new battery since the other one broke, so we're gonna be fixing this. Used to open this up again. I shouldn't really, because the adhesive I used is very little, so it shouldn't take a lot to open this up. Bro, I just ripped my digitizer cable, I think. Shoot. Well, we're going to get this out anyway, even though I just ripped the digitizer. It's just gonna prolong the process even more, which is amazing because I have to find a new digitizer. But I need a new LCD anyway, so I'm just gonna get new everything for this iPad because this thing is very damaged. Okay, I gotta be careful with this one. It's because I opened it the wrong way. That is why. I should have opened it up this way, I'm stupid. Is good. I gotta find a place to put this. I'm going to just get a brand new everything. I need everything new anyway for this thing because my screen sucks, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's quite annoying. I can get that open. There's that eyelash. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's quite annoying. Yeah, that's completely unfixable. This looks like it's a crappy Chinese digitizer anyway, so I'm probably just gonna redo the whole thing anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, well, I've disconnected all of the cables for this thing, and the next step is to remove the logic board, and yeah, so let me get to that. Opening this thing up again, but the battery decided to come defective, and I ripped the digitizer cable, so that means I'm going to have to order a new one of those, which is annoying, but I'm just going to install this battery for now, and we'll worry about everything else later. And there is the logic board for the second time. Let me find a place to store this for a second. I'm now going to take out this battery. Thankfully the adhesive is not as nearly as strong. I do have this thing. It's a putty knife. I'm going to use this as well. And just like that, that's the battery. Can't believe this thing came defective. I'm so annoyed. Okay, I'm now going to install the brand new battery. So, how's the way to do this very easily? Okay, and there is the battery in there. And there you go. Okay, now for putting in the logic board again. We gotta think strategically where I want to place this. I'm gonna put this one here. And there is the logic board in there, which is just how we want it. And now let's reconnect the, whatever you call it, cables, the ones that are needed right now. Because I gotta wait for the LCD and the, because I wanted a new LCD, because I don't know if I showed you before when I first got this thing. The LCD was all messed up and stuff, and it looked terrible. So I really wanted a new one despite that. So let me just reconnect everything here. So this one's very hard because it's so tiny, and like not even tweezers can get it, because if you use tweezers there's a good chance you can rip it, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I think that one's in there. Just make sure it appears to not be moving. So I think we are good there. And now this one. Wait, I missed one right here. Gotta do this. think good enough in there. And just make sure quick. So I do think we're fine. I'm now going to reconnect this one right here. And now we wait for the LCD and the digitizer to come. So we are all reconnected pretty much. I just gotta have that come. And we are supposed to, hopefully done with this repair. And hopefully everything goes well in a couple days when those come.
Several days later.
Hello and welcome back. It's been quite a while since I ordered those parts, and they are here as you can see. So let's unbox them. We're going to start with the LCD. This one I got off eBay, even though it looks like it's Prime. I just used the Prime box, I think. Or Amazon or whatever. Amazon Prime. Okay. Good packaging, that's for sure. And yeah, I can see it's in there. Okay, so let's move on to the digitizer. That one was from eBay, this one's from iFixit. I'm not really sure how this opens. I think it opens like that. I might need scissors for this, wherever I put them right there. They glue this very well. I don't even know if I can use that. Okay, I'm just gonna try scissors. It is a black digitizer, which is not that big of a deal in my opinion. It comes with adhesive on there, which is good. Yeah, so I say let's get this thing going. Okay, we're going to connect. Okay, I think it's gonna be as in there as it's gonna get. So let's close the eyelashes. I had the same problem last time. Okay, now let's do the LCD. Okay, that's the LCD. Also, I'm very sorry for the mess in here. I'm just trying to do my best to get this finished up, and hopefully it will power on with no issues. Okay. So, this one should just sit like this, and should actually we'll sit. Hold on. Okay, now, will this should fall on top. I don't know what's stopping me. This cable is like way too long. It needs to be stuffed in there. Okay, here we go. This cable will not stay down. I don't know what's stopping it. Okay, well, let's just try to screw it down. I'm struggling to get it to screw down. And that is not going to go down properly. I'm not sure what to do here. Should flip it for a second. Man, that's not gonna go down, is it? I just lost the screw. Okay guys, so it did power on. The only thing that currently is not functioning is the home button, and I think the home button cable is not in there perfectly. So I am going to, why not just switch the wallpaper while I'm doing this, because I can. Yeah, home button not functioning. So I'm gonna have to open it back up. But at least we have power, which is all I need to know, and Wi-Fi is functioning, because before Wi-Fi did not work. I might go try to log into it quickly though. Okay, so let's power this thing, open this thing back up again, I mean. I'm going to put the screws right back in the same spot, because I have a feeling this would not work, and apparently it isn't, so we're gonna fix it. It's not that big of a deal. For some reason we can't get home button working. I believe there is that one accessibility setting where you can go home without the home button on whatever you call it, iOS 5. So it's this one right here, I believe. So let me take out the LCD again. Okay, so I've opened it up again, and I've got that in here. So this is the one I got to get to go in there fully, I think. Unless I am missing something, it should go in more, but it really isn't. Let's try tweezers. Yeah, it's really not going in any farther. Let's reseat it. So it's been a couple days since I've last talked to you here and recorded a video on this iPad, and it turns out I've been completely doing this whole home button thing wrong the whole time. So immediately I canceled my order for the next digitizer to come, or the cable or whatever. So we're going to do this properly now, and we'll get it going here. So this home button cable type thing should go under this, I believe. Or not, I don't. Might as well record this part. Gotta struggle to put this back in here. This digitizer cable right here. Might as well take off this part. It doesn't matter anymore anyway. This front part. And let me grab the LCD. Okay, so now we're going to continue this repair. I'm gonna grab my LCD. Hopefully this does work. Let's set this on top of here a bit again. let's give this another test here. Okay. So if this home button doesn't work, then I don't know what I'm going to do. So, it's been about a week since you last saw me, and I last worked on this video. My digitizer happened to be defective. So, I got a new digitizer. It happens to work, I think, and I just got to take off the plastic. I'm going to switch to my phone, and I'm going to record it. Okay, so everything went fine. The only thing that's not functioning right is my camera is not perfectly aligned. So you can see little things there, but it's an iPad, it doesn't matter. So let's go calibrate this battery, and I'll come back to you. I gotta go edit my iOS 4 video, but this thing is perfectly good, which is nice. So guys, it is the absolute next day. I don't know if I said absolute, but this iPad is plateauing. The battery is at plateauing at like 90 to like 92%. It was at 92% yesterday, and it's dropped down to 90%, and it hasn't charged up since. It's been on the charger for like 10 to 12 hours, I think. According to ChatGPT, which ChatGPT isn't very trustworthy, so I'm gonna charge up my Mac over there and get coconut battery working. This is normal. So we're going to figure this out, because it could just think it's maximum, and since it's a new battery, it needs to adapt. So it's completely possible, or I just have another defective battery and I need to get another one, which would be unbelievably annoying. But we gotta go check coconut battery, which is like a little application that you get to see what the battery is doing on the charger and see what's going on with it and what voltage and stuff is it taking in and stuff. This could possibly just be something with iOS 5 and some weird little quirk that I don't know about because it's not fully updated. So we'll figure this out in a second. I gotta charge up my High Sierra 2012 Mac, I believe, or 2011, because it really needs to charge up. And it's got a pretty bad battery as well. I'd love to fix that one. I could make a video out of that. But anyway, let's let that charge up. I'll come back to you. So here is what we get with coconut battery. As you can see, it's only taking in 0.14 watts, which means it is not charging currently, even though it says it is. And so it's kind of what I suspected. It needs to calibrate better. So I'm just going to use this until it dies off. I'm going to like jailbreak it and stuff. So I'm just going to use that and try to charge it up again and see if it does anything like that, because you can clearly see it's barely taking in anything. Okay, so it's been like an hour since I last saw you. The update is I successfully saved my SHSH blobs, and I'm unsuccessful with my jailbreaking endeavors. So I've tried Absinthe on multiple. I've tried it on Linux, I've tried it on Mac, I've tried it on Windows, and all of them don't work because all of the devices I have are way too new. And next thing I'm going to try, which I've already tried on 2, and the only 2, is Gilbert Jailbreak. And Gilbert, actually, no, I've tried them on all 3. Gilbert Jailbreak, which is a fork, which is actually built into Legacy iOS Kit as well. None of the versions for Linux, oh, sorry, that's just my leg. For Linux or Linux, Mac, or Windows, just think it's already jailbroken. It's not jailbroken out at all. So I'm just kind of stuck here. Okay, so the thing is, I've been at this for hours upon hours. I took a break in between, obviously, but I'm struggling here. So because Checkmate A5 is so unreliable on the iPad 3rd generation specifically, it's been such a pain to save SHSH and save activation records. I have them both saved successfully, but I think there are leftover files from someone attempting to jailbreak this beforehand. So what I'm going to have to end up doing is I'm going to have to restore with the SHSH blobs to this version, the same version, and I'm going to jailbreak it again because I can't jailbreak it. That is my main problem right now. So I'm going to go through and try to do that. It's probably going to fail like 45 times because of how unreliable it is on iPad 3rd generation. So I'm not excited. And just like that, we've restored and we have Cydia on the home screen. So anyway, I haven't fully gotten to calibrate the battery yet, but it's been the next day. The battery's very good. I'm just gonna, because what you gotta do to calibrate it, you gotta let it die again and then have to charge it up again. It'll just be like pushing this video back even more, even though I've been working on this video for like a month straight. What I ended up having to do in the end is I had to use my blobs to restore to this and use my activation tickets so it's activated upon restore, and I do have Cydia now, which is cool. And yeah. So I know I made a video previously on another iPhone 4S, but this is my dad's old iPhone 4S, and I just charged it up, and it's on 7.1, which is pretty rare. See, it's got the parallax, it's definitely that. So yeah, it's very, very cool. And yeah, so we're gonna see what we can do with this thing. I already have one on 7, but I do want to see if I can dump any of these apps. Like there's Starbucks app, and whatever the hell VideoTube is. Very weird. But yeah, let me see what I can do with this and connect to Wi-Fi and everything. And yeah, it's smashed up, sadly. I think this is why my dad stopped using it. I also went and grabbed a few of the other stuff he has. Like, this is the bricked devices corner, I like to call it. 6S does not turn on. Great condition though. This is an old iPad 2 that my grandma used to have that I used to play on a lot. Broken, does not charge or anything like that. So, yeah, this is the brick devices corner, I like to call it. It's just in a drawer. So I don't think you can see it under there, but that's a iPad Air 2. That was my main device for a while. I made that for like all the way up until like 2017, until when it broke, and it's bricked pretty much. There's not much I can do with it, but we're gonna see if we can dump any of those apps and jailbreak, and maybe even do a downgrade, stuff like that. So yeah, even dual boot. See if I can dual boot iOS 5. Let's go see, because it's on 7.1. It's not like the rarest, but it's pretty cool, so yeah. Okay, as you can see, it's 7.1 on this iPhone 4S, and it's got 13 gigs on there. So I'd say this is decently rare, and it's pretty cool. I do have one on iOS 7 already, but sorry, I'm just showing off the parallax, because why not? I haven't connected it to the internet, so I might as well go do that. It's got a bunch of old pictures on here that I'm not going to show you for reasons, obvious reasons. And yeah, it's got a couple old apps on here. See if I can dump any of these, because I've not seen any of these really. So yeah, let's see what we can do. So I just found out this thing can downgrade to iOS 5, which is really cool. So I'm going to do that. But first, I'm going to save SHSH blobs. You know what? But before that, I'm going to save, back up this phone to iTunes, because I need the photos, probably. I don't know if I want any of these. I'm just looking at it right now, because this is all my dad's photos. I don't know if he'll want this, so I'm just going to back this up in iTunes anyway and get all the photos and everything. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, so let me do that. We'll back up the phone, then we'll do the blobs and everything, and I'll show you that. So yeah. Okay, I've backed up all the important stuff and ripped all the apps, and now we're going to get into saving SHSH blobs and doing a downgrade. So let's get into that. Okay, so we're gonna go here, we're gonna save SHSH,
go onboard blobs. And, I gotta get an IPSW for this. Hold on. I don't know if I showed it, but I had to switch to my Linux computer because apparently I can't even save that blobs without PwnDFU with the Arduino, so I'm gonna be saving blobs with an Arduino this time. So anyway, where the frick do I keep that? Here. Yes. Okay, hold on, let me deal with this. Okay, now let me show you. So, what do? Go to iOS Kit, of course. If it's gonna let me select it, why is not? I'm selecting the window. Alright, I'm rebooting the whole phone. Okay, let me show you. So in here, you go to save SHSH blobs, onboard blobs, select IPSW, and I'm gonna select open file picker. And I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna select the IPSW, which is 7.1. Save onboard blobs. And it should do that, but you gotta know how to use an Arduino and stuff like that. So now it should reboot right back into iOS 7. And we're going to use these blobs to downgrade this to iOS 5.1.1. So, yeah. Let's power back up and also. Okay, so blobs are saved and I'm back. So what are we gonna do next? Oh my god, there's so many things asking me. So we're gonna do this. Restore SH. It's powered back on. So next, restore downgrade. Other powder snow 7.1.x blobs. So target IPSW. We're gonna be opening file picker. And we're gonna be selecting 5.1.1. And we're gonna use base IPSW, which is 7.1. Select base.sshsh. This is where we go to saved. We go to SHSH, and we find 417. Well, let me see what is the most recent. So the most recent is this. And it says 7.1. So we're gonna go with this. And we can start restore. So jailbreak option, yes. Memory option, I just don't know, so I'm gonna hit yes. Verbose boot, no. Okay, next I'm gonna go put this, connect this to my Arduino right here, and I'm gonna do this again, so yeah. Okay, so let it compile the sketch. This is Arduino IDE, by the way. Oh, I gotta put it in DFU mode, I'm so stupid, hold on. Okay, it's sending it. This is what it does when it sends the checkmate. And it did it. So next, we're gonna go back and we're gonna hit PwnDFU. Yes. Oh wait, I gotta do this. Hold on. Okay. It got cut off rudely because I ran out of iPhone storage. But what I was saying is this is restoring currently, and that's about it. So I'm gonna let it restore. This is a very old laptop that I just installed Linux on. It's very loud. I don't know if you can hear it. But it's very loud. See, I'm spearing on 15. That's this thing. This is meant for Windows 10. This is literally a launch Windows 10 product. So, yeah, anyway, I'll be back when this is done restoring, and I will show you how it turned out. Okay, and here we are, we're on iOS 5, so let me activate it and let you guys know if we get any setup loops, because apparently, according to some other people, we're getting setup loops currently for some odd reason on 4Ss. So I'm gonna try this, and if I get a setup loop, I'm gonna also show you how to delete setup.app and completely fix that. So yeah. So I've literally gone through 18 different restores basically, and
I've tried everything. I can't get this thing to freaking activate, bro. I don't even know what to do. Apparently this is a problem. Deleting setup that app did not work for 5.101. I'm not sure why. So if you're trying to do setup that app bypassing on 5.101, do not do that. It does not work. I will come back and make a follow-up video whenever the Apple freaking fixes their servers. You can see it's literally like 9:30 right now. It's been forever and I still can't get it to freaking work. Alright guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to fix a Cydia error that you may get, where it's like unable to load, wrong certificate or something like that. Well, it's pretty simple how to fix it. So, we're going to go to search up, hold on, TLS root.litten.ca./ and you're going to go in here, and there's about 32 certificates. Do not get these ones that are in the red and blue. They are not needed. But you're going to install every single one of these. It might take very long, but you're just going to click on it and hit install. But I already have them installed. And once you have that done, it should be working again. This is just a little quick video.